Hello, everyone. My name is Crystal Burns. I am a program and teacher assistant here at the Rec Innovation Lab. So today we're going to talk about the profit and loss statement. Now, the profit and loss statement is used to look at the amount of revenue and expenses that you've used for your business during a period of time. You can also create a projected profit and loss statement so you can see where you're at, like in the next year or the next couple of years, next couple of months. You can use this for any period of time that you want. And so again, we're going to use the hypothetical company, Sister Souls. And at the very bottom of your instructions, there is a resource page that actually walks you through the steps of the projected profit and loss statement. So that's what we're going to look at just briefly, really quick. So we have our template here. This is the template that we're using. And we're going to look and see how much revenue this company made, what the costs of goods sold were. And basically what you're going to do is that amount, so the product revenue minus the cost of goods sold, is going to be your gross profit. Okay. Then we're going to look at all of our operating expenses. So travel, payroll, equipment, utilities, and website. And we're going to put that number here, total operating expenses. And we're going to subtract the total operating expenses from our gross profit. And that's going to give us our net operating profit. And if you download this, if you go to File and you click Download, you can actually edit this document, and this is what you're going to be turning in. There are if you look here at the top here, there are formulas already there for you. So really all you need to do is put in the information here and it will calculate it for you. Okay, so let's just go over to this example just so you can kind of see what it looks like when we have all the numbers in. And I'm going to increase the screen a little so you can see just a little better. There we go. All right. Okay. So this company, they did it for a quarter and their gross sales were $35,000. Okay. And ultimately their net revenue was $32,500. Okay. So then they had all of their cost of their goods sold. So they put all those numbers in, and that was $15,500. So you take that net revenue and you subtract the cost of goods sold, and now your gross profit is $17,000. Okay, so let's go back over here, and we see that our gross profit here. Okay, that's going to be, and then the operating expenses, and that will be our net operating profit. So we simplified this a little bit, just so you can get an idea of how to create a profit and loss statement, but you might have other expenses here. If we look at this example, there's other expenses in here. So we just did cost of goods sold, expenses, and there's also interest and taxes that you have to pay. Okay, so basically it's just a list of how much money you have, how much money you've made, and then all of your expenses, taxes, interest that you've made, and then at the very, very bottom, that's how much you will have at the end of the quarter, the month, the year, depending on whatever it was that whatever period of time that you're working with. Okay, so we want to look at, let's go to the instructions here. Go to the top. I'm just going to make this a little bit, zoom out a little bit, just so it's not too hard to work with. Okay, so we're looking at the entire year for Sister Souls. And this is what we think at the end of 2022 what their net profit is going to be, okay? So in the year 2022, they expect to sell $600,000 in inserts, right? So that is their, if we go back here, go back to the top here. Okay, that's their revenue, right? That's how much money they've made, okay? Now, I'm not going to go through each one of these because, you have to learn how to do this, but I do want to remind you that there are some instructions here that will say yearly, okay? There's some other ones that say, let's look here. This is how much they spend in a month. So remember, there are 12 months in a year. So you might have to do some multiplication. Okay. $25 a month. And let's see what else. $300 for the year that they pay in interest. All right. And so just make sure that when you're going through each step, that you're putting in the right amount, whether it's for the year, for the month. You want to make sure there's 12 months in a year. So this is for the entire year, okay? And so you're going to use the template that we provided here. You're going to fill it all out. And then just like you did with the balance sheet, you're going to go ahead and submit it by clicking the blue start button. And remember, when you open this up, you're not able to edit this. You have to go to File and click Download, okay, as an Excel file, and then you can fix that, okay? So just make sure that if you do mess with the formulas here, that you have, positive numbers where you should have positive numbers, negative numbers where you should have negative numbers, and make sure that all the expenses and the interest are negative, and then like any positive interest and your income is all positive. And then you should get, well, you'll see whether or not you get a positive or a negative net profit here. Now, really quickly, let's go over this, this thing. It says EBITDA. And let me go down here. So this is the resources page, and it does explain what EBITDA is. Let me just find it here real quick. So this is your operating profit plus your interest income and your dividends earned. So we didn't include dividends on this assignment just to make things easy. So it's the profit for operations and how much interest that you've had come in. So, and then see, these are other expenses. So interest income, that's going to be a positive number because that's something that you've made, okay? And this is really good because it kind of gives you an idea of where you might be in the next year. It also gives you an idea of, let's say, like, you're not sure how much money you've been making and, the amount of materials you've been spending. Like, it's a good idea. It's a good way to help you see if you're coming out, if you're on top of, if you're making money, basically. So that's how you create the profit and loss statement. And we'll see everyone again soon. Thank you so much for watching.